What's going on, guys? We are back and we are talking about the Psionics Rocket League September update. The biggest update probably they've ever had in the short time Rocket League's been with us, over just over a year and 2 months. This update is huge, and Rocket League just laid down the law on what's going to be in the update. There's probably going to be some other hidden stuff, which they always put in, which I'll make a video after the update about. But here's what they've announced so far. In case you missed it on Twitter, we'll just go over everything that's in the update so far that we know of anyway. So first, we start off with Rumble. It's the new game mode that will be in online playlists and private matches. It basically is 11 power-ups, and you play Rocket League a little bit differently. Now, the power-ups are on a time-based system. You will get a power-up, I'm not sure the exact time right now, but it's something like 12 to 15 seconds, I think. And then once you use it, once that power-up is done, you'll get another power-up again in that 12 to 15 second range. I could be wrong with the second times, but that's how it works for the time-based at least. And it's random what you'll get, I'm pretty sure. There's no power-ups on the field. It's just about just waiting for that next one. And I think the default option is going to be on L3, I think, for controller people. I don't know what it is for keyboard, but that's where the control, the button will be to activate your power-up. And let's go right into the power-ups. We won't look at the trailer here. Like, you can look at that on your own time. But power-ups, let's go through it. We'll start with the magnetizer. Basically, the ball tries to, like, magnetize to your car, but it's more of like an orbit around your car, it seems like, based on the momentum. So you can get some sick shots, like the shot there that you see. That one should be pretty interesting. That could have a lot of flashy goals from pros if they start to get used to how that one works. Then we get the boot. The boot kicks players away. It doesn't hit the ball. It only kicks players. Now, one thing I don't know is, say the players between the ball and you, I wonder, does the boot actually hit the ball then instead, or like go through the ball and hit the player, or does it hit both? Like, it'll just keep going and it'll smack the ball out of the way and then hit the player. That I'm not clear of, but this one's going to be one of those where, like, it's a 1v1 situation. You just hit the boot and it's a free dribble in for a goal. This one I'm not as big of a fan of for flashy plays, at least. Like, it'll be hilarious to just boot people out of the way, but it could make some very easy goals happen because of the boot. But there's that one. But, of course, the other team should also have power-ups so they can counter it in some way. Now, one thing to note in the trailer, if two people shoot out boots, they actually cancel each other out. They'll actually, like, bounce off each other, so you won't get kicked away if that's the case. Next up, Haymaker. Pretty similar to the boot, but it aims at the ball. Again, I don't know if the punch will hit cars if they're in the way. But basically, wherever you are, I'm not sure the range of it. To be fair, I'm not sure how far it goes. Same with the boot. But it'll punch the ball from your car, like the direction or whatever you want to call it, from your car to the ball, and it'll shoot it to wherever it's going. That one could be pretty interesting. You can see a lot of freestyles where people are just freestyling for the hell of it and then just punch the ball in or something. Like, not even close to the ball. They'll just be freestyling wherever they want. That one could be some interesting plays, some interesting passes. It's going to really throw off the defense when, like, oh, he's not near the ball, I can get this, and then boom, punch comes out. So that'll lead to a lot of goals as well. Tornado. Now, this one I feel like is just fun to look at. It's just going to, like, change the play of the game. So the tornado's on top of your car, and it just funnels things upwards. So if you get near the ball, then it'll start funneling the ball upwards. But it could also funnel up cars as well. You see there, the orange guy kind of gets funneled, but his momentum takes him away to the side. This one should be pretty fun, and I don't see this being, like, too OP in any situation. It should just be more of, like, a fun one to use. It'll be one of the weaker ones for, like, goal scoring opportunities, but could be really good for trying to demo goalies out. You just throw a tornado on and just whip them around. Could be a lot of fun. Next up, we got the grapple hook. So it looks like the ball loses its momentum, or at least partially. Well, actually, there the ball had no momentum, so I'm not sure if the ball will keep its momentum. But you hook onto the ball, and then your car just launches towards the ball. So it's very similar to the Haymaker, except you get pulled to the ball and then the ball gets hit instead of you just punching the ball. So it takes a little bit longer over time. And I'm not sure how the momentum works with the ball. Like, will the ball continue its momentum, or will it slow down heavily if it's going forward, or will it speed up, like if it's coming back at you? So that one should be interesting to use. Again, you could see some flashy plays with that as well. Doing like a weird freestyle off to the side, and then just grapple to the ball and get the hit in for the goal. Next up, power hitter. This one I really like. It basically just makes your hit extremely fast. As you can see here with the, I think it's a Roadhog. I'm not even sure. Basically, like, this one should be pretty exciting to use, but you can see how he has, like, an aura, like, around his car. So the other team will know when you turn this on. But I assume it's only one hit, but I'm not positive of that. Like, it might be, like, say, 5 seconds long. And, like, if you get, like, a double touch off the wall or something, then you might be able to get 2 power hits in there. I'm not sure how long it lasts, but that one should be pretty interesting to use. Could be great for clear shots that, you know, like you're just in net, you just turn it on, you just poke it away, it just goes right into their net. Next up, Disruptor. Now, this is my least favorite power-up by a mile. It basically just turns one of the other cars, like, uncontrollable. They won't be able to control their car. Not a huge fan of this. I don't like taking away control of the other player's car, because this is going to lead to a lot of free goals by just, like, throwing the Disruptor on, and then they really can't do anything. So I hope it lasts a very, very short time, but still, I'm not really a fan of it. It just, like, takes someone out of the play completely. I'd rather it be more of, like, a kick or something. Like, at least you're booting them away. And this, like, you just hit a button and then they can't control the car. Not a huge fan of it, but we'll see how it plays out in the full mode. Next up, we got the Plunger. This one's going to see some flashy goals, I think. Basically, it's the opposite of the grapple hook, where you plunge onto the ball and then the ball gets pulled towards your car. So you'll be able to do a lot of good curve shots from this. If the ball has, like, a lot of momentum going, like, down the field on the right, like, if you're in the middle, then you could probably, like, curve it around and have it go towards the net. Like, this one's going to be one of the more flashy ones. I want to see this one. Like, this is probably my favorite power-up out of all of them. I want to see how pros use the Plunger and see how well it works. Should be a lot of fun. Next up, for all the bad players, including me, who can't aerial dribble all that well, we got the Spike. Your car just turns into a bajillion spikes, and the ball will attach to your car if you hit it. And then, yeah, you can just drive or aerial or do side flips, and the ball will stay attached. Again, not sure the duration. I would assume maybe 3 seconds, if that. But this one should be fun to use. I just don't know how the ball works when, like, a player comes to hit it. Like, if the player touches it at all, will it just shoot off the car and it won't be spiked anymore? Or can he power through with his car and the ball doesn't get detached until the end of the power-up? So we'll see how that works in the full game. I'll probably do a video about, like, the about how each power-up actually works when the full game comes out, just so people understand exactly how they work. Next up, the Freezer. Freezes the ball, I'm not sure for how long, but as soon as someone touches it, it gets unfrozen. Basically, this ball is just frozen wherever it is. Like, this one should be kind of fun for some defense or even, like, setting up a pass. Like, you pass out to middle, like, oh, it's a little too hard. Freeze the ball, then my teammate can hit it. It's going to need a lot of communication because everyone's going to miss once the ball is frozen because everyone is so used to the momentum of the ball going in certain ways. So, this one should be pretty interesting. Next up, the Swapper. Again, like, this is one kind of where you lose control of your car, but it's not as bad because you're just swapping positions on the field. I could see this one being pretty clever of when you want to use this. Again, though, I'm not a huge fan of losing control of your car, but this is much better than Disruptor. And yeah, you'll just swap with like another car on the field on the opposing side. Now, I don't know how you select which car it's going to be. I assume it's just proximity, whoever's closest. You'll swap with, same with Disruptor, but again, we're not completely sure, so we'll see in the full game. But that's all the power-ups in the mode. 11 power-ups total, and this mode should be a lot of fun. Like, this would be a good party mode. I believe it is 3v3 when it comes out. I think that's what Corey said. But he prefers 2v2. It's a little less chaotic, but I'm not sure. Like, it'll either be 2v2 or 3v3. We'll see when the full version comes out. Next up, the other big part of the update, we got crates and keys. So basically, there's going to be exclusive items that you can only get from crates. And crates will be dropped at a separate rate than what you're already getting for items. Like those items will stay the same drop rate, but crates will just be added onto it. So you could technically get 2 items in a game because crates is on a whole different system. Now, you can't do much with the crates unless you buy in-game keys, and they have not said if you can ever just get keys from drops. I'm pretty sure they said that you can't. The only way to get keys is to buy them. They will be $1 each if you go for the bundles. I think it's a little bit more if you buy them individually, but I don't know why you wouldn't just buy the bundles, because the bundles are like $5, $10, and $20, which gives you 5 keys, 10 keys, 20 keys. So we'll see with that. But basically, the crates will give exclusive items. You can unlock a lot of different stuff, which we'll get into. Import battle cars, which is basically the same car, like same turn radius, same physics, and all that, but it just looks different to one of the other cars that's already in the game. Animated decals, exotic wheels, and more. And they're going to have a Champion Series 1 and 2. So I'm not sure how that's going to work. I guess there's just going to be like, you'll have a Champion Series 1 crate or a Champion Series 2 crate. Not sure if they're going to tell you, like, hey, in this crate is a pair of wheels. And then you'll know, oh, it's Champion Series 1 and it's wheels. Do I want to unlock it? Not sure how they're going to do it yet. Also, is there only 1 item per crate? I don't know if they answered that yet either. Sometimes, I assume it is, but, you know, maybe, like, you get 2 items per crate. Who knows? Like, that'd be kind of cool. But if you don't want to see any of this crates and keys, there will be an option in the options menu that you can just turn off notifications of crates or keys or anything like that. Like, you'll still get the drops of crates, you just won't see them in your inventory or anything like that. So if you aren't a fan of trying to purchase these, then you can just turn it off so you don't have to see it. So here's some of the cars that we'll get, like the only 4 that we'll get at the start. I assume they'll do probably a lot more of these with all of the cars, plus maybe even different options for these cars itself. Dominus GT, this is what it looks like now. So one thing that's cool is the Dominus was a DLC car. You don't need the Dominus to get the Dominus GT, so you don't have to buy the DLC pack to unlock the Dominus GT, and that's the same with the Takumi as well. So that's pretty cool. Like, you can get the DLC cars in a different way. Of course, you're still paying for it because you're going to be paying for keys unless you go the trading route, but that we'll get into in a little bit. So that's the Dominus G2. X-Devil MK2, a lot of funny pictures going around because the X-Devil, a lot of people say it doesn't look all that great, but now it looks like sexy as hell. So a lot of like cool, like, oh, it's the nerdy high school girl all grown up, or, you know, shit like that. This car looks amazing, looks really, really cool. Takumi, looking sexy as well. Takumi RXT. And the Roadhog XL, just like, looks like a big ass semi-truck. So these will be pretty cool. The only thing I'm not a fan of is obviously there's no octane. I'm not going to use any of these cars, to be fair. So I'm just like, for me personally, it doesn't really matter much. Maybe the Roadhog I would use, but probably not. So they do look really sexy, but they're just not for me. But that'll be a fun thing to unlock in crates. Of course, these are only in crates. And then unlockable crate items. There's going to be 5 different rarities. It's going to be rare, very rare, import, exotic, and black market. Black market, they're not showing off any of those items yet. They're probably going to be super fancy. But even like rare ones have the animated decals. So I could see a lot of like animations coming in. Like very rare, they show another animated decal. Imports a boost. And then exotic, the wheels are all like electrified. Black market, they're not showing. There probably gonna be some really fancy items in there. So yeah, you're just gonna have to use keys to unlock this stuff, but of course you can trade for it. Now it's weird. It says here's some of the eye-catching items available in Champion Series 1 and 2 crates, but you won't know what the black market items are because they're fully obscured until unlocked with a key. So maybe that means you'll kind of know what's in your crate. There'll probably be still somewhat of a chance before you unlock it with a key, but not sure. We'll see. Pretty cool decals, though, and the boost, I'm not a huge fan of that boost, but there'll probably be some really cool ones. And the wheels look pretty sexy. And then, of course, there'll probably be, like, painted items and stuff like that, I would assume. But, or maybe those will be something, like, separate. Who knows? Because everyone wants those painted wheels. Next, player-to-player trade-in. So now you can trade with your own system. So if you're on PS4, then you can trade with PS4. If you're on Steam, then you can trade with Steam users. If you're on Xbox, you can trade with Xbox people. You can trade keys while trading items. Only on PC and PS4 right now. So look out for that. And you can also trade, if you didn't just see in that graphic, alpha items. So alpha items are allowed to be traded away. So I can see a lot of people wanting those. So we'll see how that goes. Trade will be cool. You have to be like in a party and then invite them to a trade. So you're going to need them on your friends list or some way to get them into your party. And then you'll be able to trade with them in there. Also, there'll be like a text, like a party text chat in the lobby and before the games. So that'll be really cool to use to communicate with people in case like you're not in a Skype call or on PS4 voice chat or on Discord. So that'll be nice. Next up, we got enhanced team customization. Players can now customize their car with new equip to blue and equip to orange options. So that'll be nice. Like if you have those sexy orange wheels, but they look terrible on blue side, now you can only put them on orange side if you want. And there's more shades now on the orange side and on the blue side. So a little bit more colors going around, and you'll be able to equip them for each color for that set of car, I guess. Now, I'm not sure if you can change the wheels completely for blue. Like, can you have like a whole different car for blue and then have a different car for orange? I assume you could. Not positive of that, but there will be battle car presets, which is pretty nice. You can create up to 10 car presets and save your favorite configurations for easy access. Now, again, I don't know if this is blue and orange like separately, or is each preset both blue and orange. I assume each preset is both blue and orange, but I'm not sure how different you can get with that, but I assume you can get pretty different. So that should be pretty good for those players that like to change up their cars, but they usually trend towards certain looks, and so then it'll just be an easy switch. There'll also be like a randomized option if you want to check that out as well. And then team names and colors in private match. Like this would be pretty interesting when you're watching like tournaments and stuff. You'll be able to see like the team's color on their side of the field. Now, normally, like you can only see this in the season mode, but they're adding it over into private matches, which will make like the games look a little bit better. I think like you'll be able to tell. All right, say we have flip side, they're green. We'll have like a green side for flip side, or cosmic, they're red or black or whatever. Then you'll see like the red side over there. Should be pretty interesting, and like. This is more of like a quality of life change for tournaments, and I think it'll just look better. So that'll be nice. And then we got new arenas. We got the VR themed or Rocket Labs themed Octagon. It's 8-sided Rocket Labs Stadium, available in exhibition play. I assume it's also in the Rocket Labs playlist. I don't know why it wouldn't be. It looks wider than a normal map, but this picture for some reason to me doesn't really look that wide, but we'll have to see. I assume we'll see a little bit less wall play and a little bit more ground play because of how wide the field is. So we'll be able to see a lot of more cross-map passes. But we'll see when the map comes out and we'll get to play on it. And then we got Urban Central Dawn and DFH Stormy. These will go right into ranked play. Octagon will not. It'll go into Rocket Labs map until they fully feature it if they choose to. But we got Urban Central Dawn, just a little bit of a light change for Urban. This will be the first time you see the sun on Urban, actually, because on the normal one it's really stormy, and then there's a night version, obviously. So we'll see one more Urban Central, and then DFH finally gets a variant that they're going to throw in ranked play. They don't throw in the ice one, but they will throw in Stormy, and basically, you know, just think Manfield Stormy, but DFH. See some lightning coming down there, so that should be pretty nice to look at. Just a little bit of a change of pace. And DFH is my favorite map from the normal maps, so it'll be good to see. One thing I'm a little disappointed in, they haven't announced yet, and who knows if they will. They didn't make another map, but they did just make Neo Tokyo like into rank play and make it like a fully featured. I was hoping Cosmic might show up. Maybe we'll see some hidden changes on some of the Rocket Labs maps. They usually do that each patch. So again, if there's any changes, I'll let you know through a video. I'm hoping Cosmic gets a little different goal height. So we'll see what they do there. It seems like Psyonix knows that people want Cosmic's net to be bigger. We'll see if they do it in this update. But that's it, guys, for this update lots of new stuff in this update. A lot of cosmetic stuff. Tons of it. So if you're a cosmetic type of person, one thing I didn't note, I don't think, for the crates and keys, this will help fund the RLCS, the esports events, probably other ones as well. So like a lot of this money is going to go towards that. So we're going to see much bigger prize pools, hopefully. And we'll see maybe more tournaments as well that Psyonix is like, hey, we'll throw you some money to do this weekly tournament or something. Hopefully we see stuff like that. But yeah, so a lot of cosmetic updates, and then we have the Rumble update as well. There'll be a playlist for this, and plus like private matches. Like this would be great for viewer games for me personally. But I hope, like, I wish there would have been another map in play, because like there's not a lot of changes to the game itself, like the core itself. So I wish like we could have added one more map maybe, but we get one for Rocket Labs, and we get Rumble, which I'm really excited to play with. And then of course all the cosmetic stuff, the player trading, the team color switching, and all that stuff, like the quality of life improvements that we've all been waiting for are all there. And then of course crates with a ton of really nice looking items. Again, I'm not a big cosmetic guy, so maybe if I get some, maybe we'll do some giveaways for some of the cooler items. But yeah, that's the update, guys. Mega update in September. Really excited to like get on the field with Rumble, play around with some of the settings, see all the hidden stuff they do. One thing I really hope they do is add some new spectator options. We're still lacking boost on spectator, and we're still lacking like a couple other things. Like I would love to see like a player view that's always ball cam. Hopefully they squeeze some of that in, but they didn't say it here. But there's always a few hidden things in their updates. Now this comes out Thursday, September, I believe it's 8th. So look out for that then. But usually what Psyonix does, they're clever. They always say like, it'll be out Thursday, and then they're like, hey, we released it early, it's Wednesday night now. So who knows, maybe it'll be Wednesday night on the 7th. We'll see. But if not, look for it on Thursday, September 8th. And yeah, I'll see you on the field. Later, guys.